Here we have for sale our one owner from new, October 2021, on a 71 plate Ford Transit Custom MSRT. This is the 320 model, meaning it's got a 3.2 tonne gross vehicle weight. It's got the 2 litre EcoBlue Euro 6 diesel engine producing 185 PS in this particular van, which is roughly 185 brake horsepower. That is accompanied with the automatic gearbox, and this is the short wheelbase. Finished in the fantastic metallic black. And what we're going to do in this video is have a little walk around. I'll show you the spec that you get on a Ford Transit Custom MSRT, a proper factory MSRT of this age. We'll also talk you through the condition of this particular example and talk you through things like the service history and what we've done to it during our preparation, seeing as the vehicle is currently available for sale with us here at Bridgend Van Centre. So starting here then at the rear of the vehicle, we can see that this one is spec'd with rear barn doors. So barn doors are two doors which open in that sort of fashion. Now, an MSRT starts its life literally off the production line as a limited van. So a limited comes with a number of elements which come color coded, which includes door handles, bumpers, mirror caps, that sort of thing. MSRT then get their hands on it and they do all of the styling and all of the upgrades that, of course, we'll talk you through here. But they are extensive, all properly Ford approved and everything. You can literally walk into a Ford main dealership, and at the time you could order one of these from the Ford main dealership. So proper bit of kit. There's probably in Transit Custom terms, this is probably really the ultimate panel van, I would say, with the spec and everything, all the styling and everything. This is about the ultimate panel van, I would say, in Ford Transit Custom terms. At the back here then, what has been changed? So the rear spoiler here, really nice big chunky rear spoiler, and I love the texture of these. They're not smooth. They've almost got a just a sort of a textured finish. It's almost like a Raptor sort of finish. It's not quite as aggressive as that, but I really like the sort of rugged, tough feel to that rear spoiler, and the style of it I think works really, really well. Also, lower down then, it's a complete rear bumper change. So the bumper corners here at the back, you can see this is much more flared with these sort of mock air exits here, but of course it gives the effect, but yeah, much more flared, much more aggressive there. And of course that ties into the wheel arch extensions as well, which they fit. Entire rear bumper change back here as well, so even the center part is actually different from the standard one. So minor detail, but on a normal limited, this actually has a sort of again, like a textured unpainted plastic on the top of the bumper. This is all painted on the MSRT. And then lower down you can see this full diffuser which is along the back of the van, really well made, with even the tie down, proper cut out there for the tie down point and everything. And this is in the same texture as the rear spoiler. And then at the back you've got the twin exit exhausts, and these are not mock, these actually are a proper twin exit exhaust at the back. So that's the sort of differences that you get on an MSRT to, say, a different type of kitted van. They would usually be sort of mock exhausts. These are proper plumbed in pieces of kit. At the back then, it has got a reversing camera. So again, that would have been an optional extra on a limited. You'll see as we go around, they basically put every optional extra on the van, and reversing camera is of course one of those. Parking sensors come as standard on a limited. And in terms of condition here, hopefully we can see, you can see in the light here, really nice gloss to the paintwork. It's all very clean and straight, and tiny little touch in which I can just see there, but very, very small. Otherwise it's looking really nice and clean and tidy. If we open up the rear doors, then we can start to have a look inside the load area. So give this little yellow arm a pull. That allows you to open the door right out to its full 180 degree position. You can do exactly the same with the other door as well. Inside the back of the van then, brand new ply lining in the back of here. We do this on the vast majority of panel vans which come into stock, and it's there for two reasons, of course. One, for the aesthetic. We like things to look a certain way. We have a certain standard that we like to keep, and that fits that. So we strip out the old ply lining, put new ply lining in like this. They do a fantastic job as well, as you can see, all nicely sealed around the wheel boxes, full side loading door coverage, full rear door coverage. And the reason for that is this is for protection. So if you've got cargo moving around in here, it's not going to cause a nasty outward dent in the side of your van. You can see they even fill these little sections in here. They do a really, really lovely job. The flooring then is the typical hard-wearing plastic floor, which you'd get in the back of a limited van. This is in really good condition, actually, in the back of here, which is, of course, nice to see. And you've got plenty of tie-down points here in the back. And there's also a little 12-volt socket there just at the back also. But yeah, plenty of tie-down points in there. Of course, LED load lights, which would be an optional extra. So they've nice that has been optioned on this van. And then you've got, of course, the bulkhead there, which you can see, lovely condition there. And you've also got the load-through hatch there to go underneath the passenger seats. But yeah, just paying close attention to these sort of painted areas. Of course, we take, if you're used to our stock and used to our, maybe you've watched some of these videos before, as a very particular in the way that we like to present things. And this is, this is no different. The guys do just a wonderful job in getting these vans to this standard. Looking here then down the driver's side of the vehicle. Now, eagle-eye viewers would see twin side-loading doors. You may have spotted that from inside actually, but from here, of course, twin side-loading doors. This is incredibly hard to find on a Transit custom panel van. I would say probably 1 in 30 or 40, maybe even less than that. Transit custom panel vans that we get have twin side-loading doors. For whatever reason, it's just very, very rarely optioned. But I think a really nice selling point for this particular van is you have got a side-loading door on both sides. It just gives you a bit more flexibility, a few more options. If you're thinking of maybe converting this van, this could be a really ideal candidate to do that. So if you want to maybe put a second row of seats in here, finding one with twin side-loading doors could be a really nice option for you if that's what you're looking to do. Looking here then down this driver's side then, this is what I like to do here, is have a look in these reflections, looking for any dents or ripples or scuffs or anything like that. And I must say, generally speaking, as you can probably tell, this is looking very, very nice down the side of here. Is that a tiny, no it's not, I thought it was a little mark, it was just a bit of polish residue, but yeah, this is looking very, very clean and tidy down the side of here. You do get this on MSRTs, unfortunately, which because of this, the wheel arch extension here, as you can see, it sort of sits a bit wider of the normal body. You do get some stone chipping just here, and you can just see that on the very sort of leading edge of the wheel arch extension. You do get a little bit of stone chip in here. If we're being, that's being very critical. You really got to get down and look for that. But it's just typical of any MSRT that I've ever seen. They just seem to pick up some stone chips there. They come with these nice OZ Racing alloy wheels as well. So these are an 18-inch, quite similar actually to alloy wheels that we fit on our signature kit vans, but slightly different design. We've actually had these freshly refurbished. The whole 4 set we've had completely freshly refurbished. So these are in literally as new condition. They're looking very, very clean and tidy as you would expect. Lovely finish to these as well, with a sort of a satin grey finish, and I think that sets it off really nicely with against the kit on the van. But yeah, 18-inch OZ Racing alloy wheels, I think they look absolutely spot on. Continue with the styling then. So as we mentioned, we've got that rear bumper corner that goes into the wheel arch extension, and then also the side skirt, which has been changed. There's some nice MSRT sort of badging and branding around the vehicle, including actually on the alloy wheels themselves. And then as we open up the driver's door, then we can start to have a look inside here. So condition in here is very, very nice. You can see the floor here, there's no sort of heel marks on the floor, which is very typical on an automatic. The step is looking very nice. The driver's seat, again, very common to see wear here to the edge of this leather on the driver's seat. This is looking very, very nice. You can see that it's a half leather interior, so leather on the outside, Alcantara in the center, and then some really nice MSRT detailing in here. You can see there they put these little sort of emblems embossed in the backrest, just denoting some of their motorsport history. Steering wheel is looking in exceptional condition. It's in very, very clean and tidy condition. It's still got the sort of matte feeling to the leather. Clearly been well looked after to keep it in this sort of condition. But a really nice chunky steering wheel. You can see the sort of how that sort of molds to your hand there. You've got the carbon insert at the bottom with MSRT actually under the lacquer, and then on top then a bit more carbon up here as well. Lots of optional extras as I mentioned earlier on. So this one's actually got the adaptive cruise control. Limited would just come with normal cruise control. It's got lane keeping assist as well. On the right hand side then of course you've got auto wipers, you've got auto lights. The vehicle is supplied with 2 full flip remote keys, 63,543 miles recorded, a little MSRT there above the fuel gauge, and this larger screen in the center here, which comes with satellite navigation. So sat nav, you can see there, that again is another optional extra, and that's where your parking sensors will be displayed as well. Air conditioning, heated wing mirrors, heated screen, and heated seats. All of that comes as standard on the Limited. But yeah, very nice spec indeed in here. Underneath the handbrake as well, this one's got the 230 volt 3-pin socket. Again, that will be an optional extra. Fold down tray in the center, a couple of cup holders, and somewhere to store your paperwork as well. But yeah, really impressive condition in here. Say for 63,000 miles, very impressive indeed. Just a couple of marks, of course, to the plastics, which you are going to find. There's a few on the glove box over there, which I'll show you when we go around to the passenger side. A couple of little marks here or there, but as I say, generally speaking, for 63,000, it's in very, very good order. And I can't leave here without showing you the little MSRT limited edition plaque. So this is M1416. So each one of these is numbered, and this is number M1416. Round to the front then, wheel arch extension again continues there, and then the big change on the MSRT, probably the most recognizable part, is the front bumper replacement. So again, like the rear bumper, it's a complete replacement. It's not an add-on splitter. This is a complete replacement, and you can see how much more sculpture that is to the front end, all molded really nicely. All the grills are different down here. MSRT into the grill, front parking sensors all integrated. Same with the front fog lights as well. LED daytime running light around the outside of the headlights, and again, another optional extra on this van. This one's got the bi-xenon HID headlight upgrade. So really nice to see that much brighter headlight on that. You don't see many customs with the upgraded headlights, but certainly nice to see on a van like this, which is really fully loaded. Bonnet is looking in very good order. You're going to get the odd maybe 1 or 2 stone chips here or there, but generally speaking, there's a couple of very small little touch-ins here or there, but generally speaking, it's looking very, very clean and tidy. Yeah, I can see a few stone chips just dotted around here, but yeah, as you know, much less actually than you'd probably expect for 63,000 miles. This is looking very nice indeed. Again, that nice textured material here they've used for the front splitter. But yeah, I think that is an absolutely stunning looking van. Having a look here down the driver's side, looking for anything here which I can point out to you. I must say, very impressive for the age and mileage. Passenger side loading door then gives you another aspect there of the load space. And if I open up the passenger door here at the front, again, just paying close attention to the plastics, the step, the floor, the seats from this angle. Of course, you can fold these forward. Gives you plenty of storage underneath there, and you can just see how clean and tidy that is. I always mention in these videos how guys pay as much attention to even areas that you don't see, like that under there behind the seats, the headlining, which people often miss, as the main bits that you do see, like the floor and the step and things. But yeah, a couple of marks here to the plastic again. Just unfortunately, we see this a lot on Transit Customs. I don't know whether people store things here, but yeah, a few little marks there to the plastic. But generally speaking, I would say mighty impressive condition. Thank you for sticking around for 13 minutes. We've made it to this point. The service history on this van, so we've got lovely Ford service history, 2 previous services at 24,000 and 51,000 miles. The vehicle has been put right through our van specialist workshop, which is Bridgend Van Care. You'll see us on the social platforms. We do a lot together, but it's our own van specialist workshop. They have carried out a full service on this vehicle, new MOT, but crucially they have changed the timer belt or the wet belt on this particular van. So that has been done, so you don't need to worry about that. We recommend doing it every 6 years or 60,000 miles, and because this has just exceeded 60,000, we have done that. So we would recommend you don't need to worry about that now for another 6 years or 60,000, whichever occurs soonest. All genuine Ford parts are used in that wet belt replacement, which is absolutely crucial. So yeah, it's a proper job, replacing the sump, the whole lot. So that has been done for your peace of mind. The vehicle is supplied with 12 months AA warranty, and you have got options to upgrade that to 2 or 3 years as well, respectively. So to go to 2 years, it's 399 plus VAT, and to go to 3 years, it's 599 plus VAT. We can arrange delivery nationwide. We can also arrange finance at very competitive rates, and we can take cars or vans in part exchange as well. If you haven't seen it already, head over to our website there, bridgeendvans.co.uk, and that's where you'll find the full advert and the description of this vehicle, the price, everything else, but also all of the others that we've currently got advertised in there as well at the moment. But yeah, very unique opportunity. Don't see many of these coming to the market. Condition, spec, options, history, there's a lot going for this particular van. We'll look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for watching.